Hi, Church. Pastor Jeff here with another Trinity Check In with.
Pastor Amy from Southgate United Methodist Church.
So, any of you who don't know, we are married pastors. We met in seminary, and as is our tradition, ever since the pandemic started and we started doing these videos, every year on our anniversary, we do our video together. We are recording on Tuesday because. Happy anniversary, dear.
Oh, shucks, thank you. Happy anniversary.
It is.
It's so nice you remembered.
It is the actual day. Well, I didn't remember when we woke up this morning, but neither of our brains were on yet, so you probably didn't even notice, but you know.
I wasn't conscious.
Coffee first. Before we get into the video, I want to say a word to Trinity folks. My apologies for not being in church yesterday. If you were there, you know that I was sick. It is a rare thing indeed for a pastor to call in sick on a Sunday. We do everything we can to avoid doing that for obvious reasons. But I'm not going to go into great detail. I broke out with let's just say I took a trip to Amy took me to urgent care, and I got put on heavy antibiotics, and I was feeling better by about Sunday afternoon and Monday. I was really miserable Saturday evening though, and so thank you to Amy and Sophie and for Natalie and Dan and everybody who did so much to help on Sunday. We're going to finish the Half Truths series this Sunday, so be sure you miss that, and nothing else better happen with my body between now and then. Okay, now.
You missed that?
Huh?
You said be sure you missed that.
Did I say be sure I missed that? Yeah. All right. My brain still is not working all the way.
Well, you've been sick.
So,
what are we doing now?
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Yeah. So, we've been married 18 years.
18 years, and we did the math right before we started. We've actually been together for a little over 20 years now, because it would be January, would have been 20 years together when we started dating.
Yep.
I still remember because we went on a one date earlier, but it kind of broke open during a January prayer course in seminary. 'Cause I was the one praying. No, I'm kidding. But it was the weather was terrible. It was like this icy drizzle coming down out of the sky, and you do those intensive January courses, and I don't know. Amy wanted to go for a walk. And somehow I didn't care that it was icy drizzle. And then we did it again and again.
Well, we like spending time together.
Next winter, let's go for a walk in the icy. No, okay, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. No, we're not the young whippersnappers we were back then. Yeah.
No, it is fantastic. And I know you were talking that we're minor transition, but we just experienced a transition in our family, right?
Yeah, because last Thursday we started the day off with an 8th grade graduation. Our oldest is going off to high school in the fall. Not going off to. It sounds like he's going to college.
Can we just leave him there? No, sorry. Go ahead.
No, so yeah, we had an 8th grader graduate and then a 5th grader graduate from elementary school. We no longer have children in elementary school now, so it's like this, big transition and realizing that time is marching on, and it was a wonderful, beautiful day to recognize these milestones, and a little bittersweet, but also excitement just seeing how the boys have grown over the years.
Yeah.
And how parenting. Joys and challenges brought us together, and
Ricky feels like a high schooler now, and just literally yesterday I was looking at Sam thinking he feels like a middle schooler now.
when you're over 6 feet tall,
it helps.
and just finishing middle school.
No, and
Sam's getting taller too. I think he's about to outgrow my mom.
Yeah, Ricky's already outgrown you. They're chasing me. I was doing the last pickup at Song, and I thought to myself, this is my last pickup at Song. And then I immediately thought, this is my last pickup at Song. But no, it's wonderful, and I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of in the last year. That's the biggest thing. And also just something I guess you think when you're together for, each other for over 20 years, what can you possibly learn more about each other? And yet we keep surprising each other with
This
and ourselves, learning and growing about ourselves too.
this year in particular, I think, and I'm not going to go into great detail. Don't worry.
Why would I worry?
But the last 5, 6 years or so have had a lot of difficulties. I mean, COVID is one, but other difficult situations in the family, that kind of thing that's not going to go into. And we have had less time for us and for the marriage and for connection. And it's not that our marriage was ever weak or anything like that. It's that our energies had to be over here. They had to be over here. They had to be over here. And this last year, it feels like we've had the opportunity to connect with one another more.
Yeah.
And it's broken open communication. It's broken, I don't know, it's wonderful. I feel like I've fallen in love with you again. I really do. And it's awesome.
It is awesome.
And I share it in part to say it publicly because I love her and all that, but also in part because, that we hear the wisdom of those who've gone before, that there are always those times where I wouldn't say you drift apart, though perhaps in some cases, but that the energies have to be elsewhere. And part of me wishes that somebody had told me a couple years ago that connection would come back. You have to work at it, but for anybody who might need to hear that in their own life right now, there's a time to hang in because good times are always ahead. Hope is a high thing for me. I know I talked a bunch. You say something.
Well, I mean, my usual thing when we do these videos is the traditional gift, right? There's those lists of traditional gifts for each year of marriage. So we've been married 18 years, and the traditional gift for the 18th anniversary is ceramic, which I had to think a while because I didn't want to just get you like another coffee mug as I'm looking at the row of coffee mugs you have on the shelf over there, or like some little tchotchke that would sit on a shelf and neither one of us would dust.
Ceramic communion chalice. I have one right over there.
Ordination gift. So I thought, I know how much you enjoy creating. And I remembered what ceramic is made of from an episode of Firefly. You remember they go to
Firefly, the TV series? My claim to nerddom, I saw Firefly when it was actually on TV. I was one of the 7 people who watched it. Okay, go ahead.
Still holding a grudge.
Yes.
Against the cancellation of that show. But yeah, so one of the episodes they visit like a mudding colony. They the mud, and I remember Kaylee saying that the engine of the ship had all kinds of ceramic parts because it comes from mud or clay, right?
Yeah.
Well, I asked Alexa what clay is made of, and the response was sedimentary.
You went with Alexa,
rock.
really?
And
we live in the Chat GPT world, and you went with Alexa?
Well, Chat GPT doesn't respond to my voice commands when my hands are full and I'm in the house doing a million other things.
You can actually set that up, but go ahead.
I'll let you do that. Patience.
This is me intentionally trying to mess her up while she's being sweet, by the way.
Yeah. Here I am, referencing an obscure TV show that we bonded over in the early years.
Obscure.
Well, 7.
Go ahead, dear.
Yeah, so she talks about how the engine has ceramic parts in it that are made from the mud. And, oh yeah, I already got past that part. So clay comes from sedimentary rock, water, and organic matter. So I got you a DIY ceramics kit. It's a rock. So all you have to do is crush the rock, add water and organic matter, and then you have your clay, and then you can make something beautiful from this that you can just give back to me because I'm your wife and you love me. So, happy anniversary, dear.
Thank you, dear. See, it's about the effort you put into your marriage. Actually, there was a lot of effort put into that.
They're like mental gymnastics.
That's effort. Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, fantastic. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Many more to come. And in the meantime, I never know how we're going to end the video. Do you have anything you need to say to Southgate?
Just keep reading through Philippians. We're doing.
Is that the joy one with lots of joy in it?
Yeah, lots of joy. And we talked this past Sunday about being joyful and encouraging even difficult circumstances, because Paul wrote that from jail. And
Yeah.
so we're doing.
Yeah, he writes it from jail, and it's all about joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hope for our current circumstances, whatever those may be. And we're working through reading a little bit every 2 week, every day for 2 weeks. So, that has been a good study for me personally, and just you're recognizing joy wherever it is and accessing it. And I talked last Sunday about Václav Havel's essay where he has a realization about joy after he falls into a hole full of sewage. So that's it. That's an interesting.
And you get your Czech brownie points in Nebraska.
That's right.
That's right. Well, that's great. And like I said, we'll finish up the Half Truths series at Trinity with I can't remember the topic. That's all right. It'll be good.
Looking at me like I know.
Well, you've already preached this at Southgate. In fact, we borrowed your props.
3-4 years ago. I've slept since then. I don't remember.
Nah, it'll be a good wrap up to the series, and we'll have Communion Sunday too. But in the meantime, if there's any doubt, for those who are called to it, marriage rocks.
Oh my God.
See you soon, church.